be near this laptop to see that idea. What? I need to be near the laptop. Yeah.
Hello, hello. Greetings everyone from the Digital Innovation and Digital Art for Climate Pavilion at COP27. My name is Miroslav Polzer. I'm the founder and CEO of IAI Glotcher. It's a civil society organization based in Austria, which is looking on how to get everyone inspired and empowered to take action for the climate. And we are convinced that blockchain technology is a key enabler of climate action on different levels of society. And this digital innovation space here, this pavilion, has the function to bring digital solution providers to the UNFCCC conference COP27 and to create an opportunity, a space where solution providers can come, meet with climate action community, with climate action governance community, so that we think jointly about where the potentials are and how can we harness them so that we create enabling ecosystems for quick uptake of the societally acceptable, environmentally friendly and appropriate technologies. And HBAR Foundation is a key partner here as co-host of the Digital Innovation Pavilion, and Hedera blockchain ecosystem has several solution providers, and today we are with TYMLEZ, and we are very interested to hear from you how blockchain can be used for green hydrogen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to be with you all here. My name is Dr. Mohsen Khorasani. I will take this one away. Oh, sorry. I love the challenge of transforming research finding to real-world solution as the head of research and innovation at TYMLEZ. I am an energy specialist with a focus on climate and sustainability, energy transition, and empowering peoples and organizations to act. My journey in the clean energy sector started with my PhD on energy market decarbonization. I have written numerous research articles and white papers that provide cutting-edge knowledge to help our clients and the wider community towards achieving the sustainability goal. I lead the research behind TYMLEZ innovative solution, helping the team to provide research-based solution to our clients. With our research, our clients can be confident and assured that the solution we provide are aligned with the latest scientific finding. In the summer 2020, the smell of smoke filled the air in many parts of Australia. Bushfire raged, the most tragic bushfire season ever experienced in the country's history. Up to 90 million hectares were burned and more than 3,000 homes were destroyed. And sadly, nearly 3 billion animals were impacted by the bushfires. A recent study based on 32 years of satellite data and 90 years of data set from climate and weather observation showed that climate change is the dominant factor causing the increased size of bushfires in Australia. Surprisingly, the study showed that this is happening regardless of anything that we might do to try to stop the fire. The only way to stop it is to stop climate change. So the time has come. If we want to save the planet and lives, we need to act now. That is why in my today's presentation, I want to talk about two important technologies in the path to decarbonization, blockchain and hydrogen. In this presentation, I will talk about the role of hydrogen in decarbonizing different sectors and the fact that not any type of hydrogen is a solution for decarbonization. Then I will talk about the importance of guaranteeing the origin of hydrogen and the role that blockchain and distributed ledger technology can play. Finally, I will introduce a use case of blockchain for guaranteeing the origin of green hydrogen. The billion-dollar question is, how can we reduce global emission by net zero by 2050 to limit the long-term increase in average global temperature to 1.5 degrees? Importantly, the first step in the path to decarbonization is to identify emission sources. The main source of emission is the energy sector, responsible for 3/4 of all of the global emission. And the emission from the energy sector is still growing. In 2021, the emission from the energy sector reached a maximum of more than 40 gigatons, a 6% increase from 2020. The biggest increase took place for electricity and heat production, accounting for 54% of all of the increase in global emission in 2021. From this breakdown, it is clear that a range of different sectors are contributing to global emission. So it means that there is no simple or single solution to tackle climate change. For example, if we could decarbonize all of our electricity supply using renewable energy, we still need electricity to electrify heat production or transportation. And even if we could do that, we still have emission from shipping and aviation. So, in order to achieve decarbonize the energy sector and achieve net zero by 2050, we need a range of different technology and policy approaches. The key pillars in the path to decarbonization are energy efficiency. By improving energy efficiency, we can minimize the growth in global energy demand, which is a critical contribution to reducing carbon emission. The other pillar is behavioral changes. Behavioral changes can happen by avoiding excessive or wasteful energy use, or by transport mode switching, or even by improving material efficiencies and encouraging people to use more efficient material. The other pillar is electrification, which is a known approach for reducing emissions from different sectors. It refers to the direct use of low-emission electricity instead of fossil fuels. Renewables, an important player in the path to decarbonization. We can use renewable energy to decarbonize different sectors, in particular electricity generation. Bioenergy is also an important player in the path to decarbonization, which can be used for removing emission from buildings or from agriculture. And the hydrogen, which is the link between renewable energy and the electrification. We can use hydrogen to store renewable energy and use it for electrifying hard to decarbonize sectors. And carbon capture, storage and utilization, which is a new approach to absorb emission from existing assets, which provides an innovative solution to avoid emission from hard to decarbonize sector. Finally, emerging technologies such as blockchain and Internet of Things can help all of these pillars to work in a more efficient way. Everyone agrees that pivot from fossil fuel to renewable energy sources is the solution for decarbonization. This transition, however, should happen for different sectors. For example, in the electricity generation, in order to achieve net zero by 2050, we need to increase the share of renewable-based energy generation from 29% in 2020 to more than 60% by 2030. And then it should increase up to 90% by 2050. Renewables can be used in different sectors such as buildings, transportation, and maybe in some of the industry. But the challenge is that not all sectors can be easily electrified using renewable energy resources. That is why hydrogen is back in the business. Hydrogen, which was originally used as a fuel in early 19th century, is back and is going to be a key player for decarbonizing different sectors. Hydrogen is a versatile energy carrier which can be used to decarbonize sectors without grid electricity access or as a carbon neutral feedstock for chemical processes. Its potential for many users make it a promising alternative for hard to decarbonize sectors. Reports verify the importance of hydrogen in the future energy landscape. It is not the only piece of the puzzle, but it is an important part. In 2020, hydrogen and hydrogen-based fuels formed less than 0.1% of total final energy consumption. But by 2030, the share of hydrogen and hydrogen-based fuel will increase to 2% of total final energy consumption, and by 2050, it will be 6% of energy consumption in the world. Using hydrogen for different sectors and adoption of cleaner technologies for its production can avoid up to 60 gigatons from global emission by 2050, which represents 6% of all of the emission reduction by 2050. However, the fact is that not any type of hydrogen is a solution for decarbonization. Hydrogen production must also become much cleaner than it is today. Depending on the production pathway, we can define three types of different hydrogen. Gray hydrogen, which is the hydrogen produced via reforming of fossil fuels and natural gas. We also have blue hydrogen, which is produced using natural gas or fossil fuels, but with carbon capture and storage. And we also have green hydrogen, which is produced using electrolysis of water powered by 100% renewable energy. In terms of today's cost, gray hydrogen is the cheapest type of hydrogen and the green hydrogen is the most expensive one. But in terms of emission, gray hydrogen has the highest emission while blue and green hydrogen have low or zero emission. Certainly, we need more green hydrogen, but currently the production of green hydrogen is limited. In 2021, the total production of hydrogen was around 90 million tons, with associated emission of more than 900 million tons. The main route for hydrogen production currently is natural gas without carbon capture and storage, representing 62% of global hydrogen production. We also have hydrogen production from coal, which represents 19% of total production, and hydrogen production as byproduct represents 18% of total production. Low emission hydrogen production in 2021 was less than 1 million tons, mainly from natural gas with carbon capture and storage. According to the pipeline of hydrogen production project, green hydrogen production can increase up to 24 million tons by 2030, which is a 96% increase. And the share of electrolysis-based hydrogen will increase from 5% in 2021 to 54% in 2030. In theory, hydrogen can be used for too many applications. That is why sometimes it is referred as a Swiss Army knife. I agree that hydrogen is a Swiss Army knife, but with too many applications. But the fact is that hydrogen is in competition with other clean energy technologies, such as batteries and biofuels. So we need to make sure it is more efficient and economically viable compared to its competitors. Having said that, there are some sectors that there is no strong competitor for hydrogen. Here are some of those sectors. Hydrogen can be used in steel making to decarbonize this industry. Steel making is responsible for 7% of global GHG emission. Injecting hydrogen into blast furnaces can reduce emissions in this sector by up to 21%. Chemical industry can also benefit from the use of green hydrogen. For the chemical industry, hydrogen can be used as sustainable feedstock or sustainable fuel to decarbonize this sector. And also hydrogen can be used in refineries, an industry responsible for 4% of global emission. Hydrogen can be used for different applications in refineries such as hydrotreating, hydrocracking, and hydrogeneration. And also the other application of hydrogen is in shipping industry, an industry responsible for 3% of global energy demand and 25% of emissions from all of the transportation sector. Hydrogen can be used in different forms for shipping industry. In a recent study with Safety Tech Accelerator in collaboration with Lloyd Register Maritime Decarbonization Hub, we have evaluated the use of hydrogen and ammonia in the shipping industry. The report will be out soon and represent lots of interesting findings on the use of hydrogen for the shipping industry and how green hydrogen and ammonia can reduce emission in the shipping industry. Okay, now we know the importance of green hydrogen and the fact that its production is limited at the moment. We also know that regardless of the production pathway, the final product is the same, hydrogen. So the question is, how can we guarantee the origin of hydrogen to ensure it has been produced using renewable energy resources? Customers are showing interest in utilizing green fuels to reduce their carbon footprint. They are even willing to pay a premium for use more green energy resources. The uptake of hydrogen will rely on widespread acceptance of tracking instruments that certify it has been produced using renewable energy resources. So we need an assurance mechanism that guarantees the origin of hydrogen and ensures customers that they are using a renewable energy-based fuel. The assurance mechanism can be implemented through a guarantee of origin solution. So what is exactly a guarantee of origin certificate? It is an electronic document that provides proof that a given quantity of hydrogen has been produced with a registered production facility with a set of quality criteria, and it has been produced with a known production pathway. Guarantee of origin provides an accurate and verifiable approach to track the key attributes of hydrogen, in particular its carbon footprint. It also can help to avoid double counting by providing a link between what has been produced and what has been consumed. It also provides transparency for stakeholders, which lead to more open market and encourages new investment in green energy resources. Any certification scheme requires sensitive data to be transferred between different parties with transparency, security, and privacy. That is where blockchain technology and an information layer come to the scene. Blockchain provides a digital record keeping system supporting highly sensitive data sharing. It provides a complete and transparent history of information and financial transaction which lead to providing end-to-end visibility over the supply chains. Okay, now I want to introduce a use case of blockchain-based guarantee of origin that we have developed at TYMLEZ to monitor carbon footprint in each kilogram of produced hydrogen. So we have developed a guarantee of origin solution using blockchain as the information validation layer. The decentralization properties of blockchain create an immutable chain of custody which makes the solution scalable. Core to the platform is the trust chain that certifies all of the supply chain actors and provides a verifiable document for all of the emissions involved in the hydrogen production. Data points in the platform are validated by node operators, and for these node operators, we use the Hedera network. The platform is self-auditing and has the capability to provide investment-grade customized reporting. It also provides a real-time dashboard that shows all of the metrics related to hydrogen production. One of the main elements in designing a guarantee of origin certification is to choose the system boundary. It is a challenging task because it is a trade-off between completeness and complexity. It can be as narrow as gate-to-gate, which only considers hydrogen emission in hydrogen production facility, or it can be as broad as well-to-wake, which considers all of the emission from hydrogen production, transportation, and upstream and downstream emission. Or it can be something in between well-to-tank, which considers emission from production as well as emissions from transportation. For our solution, we use the well-to-tank approach because it is aligned with most of the standards for the green hydrogen. We monitor the emission from the hydrogen production facility as well as the transportation to the point of delivery. For our solution, we follow the developed methodology by International Partnership for Hydrogen and Fuel Cell in the Economy to calculate GHG emission from different production pathways. For example, for hydrogen production from electrolysis, there are four main sources of emissions that should be included in the GHG calculation. High energy resources that are used for the hydrogen production, for example, the electricity generation or any fuel used for steam generation. All of the emissions related to these energy sources should be considered in the hydrogen carbon footprint. For water supply and treatment, we need some equipment to filter the water or purify the water, and this equipment needs energy, and the energy is linked to some sort of emission. So these emissions should be considered in the calculation. And also there are some processes in between for drying hydrogen, purification, or other processes that need to be done on the hydrogen. And for all of this, we generally have some sort of electronic devices that need electricity from grid or solar system. And we need to make sure that all of these emissions are incorporated in the calculation. And finally, transportation, any emission from fuel or from electricity that are needed to retrieve power to transport hydrogen to the point of delivery. So to issue a guarantee of origin certificate, data should be collected from different sources. So some of this data will be ingested offline, such as facility detail. This figure provides a basic illustration of the data collection process in the platform. For some of the data, such as electricity generation, smart meters and monitoring devices are needed to monitor the real-time energy consumption. If there is more than one source of generation in the hydrogen production facility, we need to make sure that the monitoring device is installed such that the different sources are monitored separately. For example, if there is a connection from grid as well as solar system, the percentage of renewable-based generation should be identified. For the other data such as hydrogen weight, pressure, and other metrics, digital flow meters, pressure gauges, and temperature sensors will be used to collect the required data. Then PLC and Modbus devices will be used to inject the collected data to the TYMLEZ platform. The data ingestion to the platform is done by way of a publicly verifiable signature. Any measurement in the platform forms a measurement reporting verification or MRV packet. Then these MRVs are aggregated alongside a unit of measure, for example, 1 ton of hydrogen. Once the unit of measure target is hit, all of the MRVs will be aggregated to generate a token, and that token contains the information of all of the MRVs. Everyone can access that token and certify that all of the measurements are accurate and the GHG calculation has been done in a correct way. For all platforms, we use the Hedera network as the blockchain solution. Hedera is a public proof of stake and open source platform which is unique in that it is energy efficient, it is fast and secure. Using Hedera network, we are able to offer some important features to our client. The first one is that our client actually have an invisible wallet because we manage all of the cryptocurrency on behalf of them, so they don't need to deal with any cryptocurrency. They just need to pay a dollar bill and we will take care of anything on the blockchain part. And also using Hedera network, we can offer no-node management for all solutions, which means that different from other blockchain technologies that need node run by some expensive facilities, we just use Hedera network that uses nodes run by some biggest companies, including Google and IBM. And one of the main features of the Hedera network is that it is carbon negative. A single transaction in Hedera uses less energy than a Google search. Also, they purchase carbon offset to offset the carbon in quarterly basis, so there is no emission from the Hedera network, which is an important feature for the solutions that use blockchain technology. And this is how a guarantee of origin certificate looks like. It includes information from different parts, the facility, production facility detail, the percentage of renewable energy or the emission for any byproduct in between, and all of the details will be in the guarantee of origin certificate, and there is a link in the certificate that everyone can see the measurements that form the final parameters here. Okay, now I'm going to invite you to watch a video recording of our green hydrogen demo, which is the TYMLEZ platform that we have developed, and it shows the key functionality.
The TYMLEZ platform is comprised of 3 key components which aim to guarantee. Hello, it's Ryan from TYMLEZ here. Today I'm going to take you through a tour of the TYMLEZ Guarantee of Origin platform. The use case I'm going to show you today is for a demonstrator green hydrogen facility, where TYMLEZ is monitoring the carbon intensity of production in real time, as well as providing the operator with digital guarantee of origin certificates for each tonne of green hydrogen produced. In this example, we are focused on monitoring the gate-to-gate process, but in other customer examples, we're focusing on cradle to grave, also known as the full life cycle of production and use. The TYMLEZ platform is comprised of 3 key components which aim to guarantee the provenance of data over the full life cycle over a product. These are First mile provenance, which is where TYMLEZ interfaces directly with IoT devices to ensure provenance from the source meter all the way through to the TYMLEZ platform. Next is the policy workflow engine, which allows the TYMLEZ platform to work with any current or future standard by digitizing its policy. This is applicable across all industry and standard types. Finally, our auto-grade reporting capabilities round off the platform by utilizing the data captured directly from devices, which have been then applied through a policy to generate a trusted and immutable report on an organization's carbon posture, or in this case, the guarantee of origin of the product, which is hydrogen. So let's jump on in. When we first log in, we're taken straight to the production summary page, which can be reported on in any custom date range. So let's go ahead and select the date range. Here you can see the key metrics of this plant's production process, such as water and energy usage, hydrogen and oxygen outputs, the blend of renewable versus grid electricity, as well as the overall carbon intensity metrics. We can also see the positive and negative trends for all of this data, so operators can ensure production is optimized in real time to yield the greenest product possible. Here is our in-depth carbon emissions chart. Depending on the date range selection, you can view these important emission and abatement figures in weekly, daily, or hourly increments. Some examples with our existing customers, we're even visualizing this data in 30-second increments. Real-time reporting allows plant operators to make important operations decisions, such as deciding to reduce the output during times of low renewable generation or increase output during peak times of solar output. Abilities such as this will be important for operators looking to ensure compliance with green hydrogen standards. To facilitate transparent, immutable, guarantee of origin certificates for our end users, TYMLEZ mints carbon emission, carbon reduction, and guarantee of origin tokens on the Hedera Hashgraph network. Here you can see the raw token data showing every individual meter reading for the time it took to produce this tonne of green hydrogen. Each meter reading contains energy consumption, energy blend, and carbon intensity metrics, and depending on the project or regulatory environment, can also include information such as device installation, maintenance, calibration certificates, physical provenance information, and more. These certificates can be provided to off-takers to comply with contractual obligations or to be provided to regulators to prove compliance with standards and policies. Here we can see our trust chain visualization, which presents the same data as the raw token, but it presents it in a much more palatable way. This gives customers the ability to view all energy and emission data that makes up each tonne of hydrogen with an unrivaled level of granularity. This allows for the elimination of greenwashing, streamlined and cheaper third-party audits, and provides off-takers and end customers with total trust of the green credentials of the product they're purchasing. And finally, we have a key metric breakdown for each step of the production process, from water and alkaline treatment through to compression. Operators can use these metrics to optimize the most carbon-intensive components of their operations and to monitor the effects of their changes in real time, rather than waiting for months for historic or point-in-time audits. Behind the scenes, the TYMLEZ platform generates emission reports and guarantee of origin certificates conforming to the relevant standards to each customer. Reports can also be generated and formatted to aid in certification for the relevant voluntary or mandatory standards, as well as to streamline the process of claiming production tax credits. It's been fantastic showing you through the Hydrogen Guarantee of Origin solution today. If you have any questions, would like to see other use cases in industries like green steel, sustainable fuels, and green minerals, please.
Okay, thank you. In closing, here are some takeaway points. We all are here because we believe we have to do something to stop climate change. Stopping climate change is not possible without decarbonizing different sectors. Decarbonization is a long and complex journey that cannot be achieved without meaningful action. Hydrogen is a key pillar for decarbonizing different sectors, but it is not a superhero. Also, not any type of hydrogen is a solution for decarbonization. We need to make sure we are using green hydrogen to showing that we are contributing to reducing global emission. So to ensure that we are using green hydrogen, we need a certification scheme, and any certification scheme requires sensitive data sharing. For data transparency, privacy, and security, we can use blockchain technology, which is an energy technology that can facilitate the decarbonization journey. In TYMLEZ, we have developed a world-class solution for guaranteeing the origin of hydrogen, which enables energy users to add transparency to each step of their path to decarbonization. Well, thank you. That's the end of my presentation. I would love to meet with you if you have any questions or want to know more about our product. Please connect with me with my little up on the screen. It is not easily movable. But yeah, I'm here to answer your question. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Was everything clear? So, yeah, thank you very much for this concrete solution in a very important sector, because a lot of hope is around hydrogen, and as you explained, it needs to be made clear and secured that the sources of energy from which hydrogen is generated, that they are in line with our energy transition goals. Otherwise, the whole exercise makes no sense. Yeah. So, again, you see the Digital Innovation Pavilion here brings the interesting solutions to the COP27, and our plan is to be at the next year's COP present even bigger, with more space, more opportunities for everyone, and stay tuned. My name is Miroslav Polzer, I Glotcher, and if you use the hashtag Digital Innovation Pavilion, you should find us, otherwise glotcher.org. Thanks, wishing you a successful time at COP27.
Thank you.